Welcome to another episode of All Elite with Keeks. We are reviewing Forbidden Door. Not really, but really. This is more of a Jack Perry celebration to all of my Jackins, my fellow Jackins out there. That's what we're getting ready to celebrate on tonight. But before we get into it, it's been a great weekend. This weekend is the fourth weekend. Everybody's going to be popping their fireworks. Everybody is going to be enjoying each other's company. And to some people, it's just simply a day off from work. That's more than enough to celebrate, too. A lot of things been happening also in sports. Basketball free agency is probably the craziest time in basketball, especially as of recent. We saw that Klay Thompson is now a Maverick. 3 year, 50 mil. Let's see how this go. Paul George did the plot twist. Instead of going to the Warriors, he chose the 76ers. They are trying to eliminate the Knicks as possible. Paul George going back to the East. Actually, in my opinion, that's where he belongs. I didn't really like him in the West. The West didn't fit his basketball style. My friends that watch us thought he a Knicks fan. I prefer, but I do like Paul George in the East. The East needs no shade to the Celtics, no shade to none of them boys, but they need one of those predominant figures in the East. And Paul George used to be one of the ones, the main rivalry when he was playing with the Pacers against the Heat before the injuries came and things like that. So he said Paul George ain't gonna do shit. Paul George, everybody. Yeah, so it's been interesting in basketball. WNBA was good also on Sunday. Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever versus the Suns. It was a great game between the ladies, Diana and Caitlin. And the acknowledgement that Diana and also Brittany Reiner, I'm sorry, just accepting Caitlin. I think that's what she needed. Because people have not been, too friendly with her due to like the fans and the media and things like that play a role in it. But seeing them just, reach out and hug her and things like that. And you could tell like by her smile and stuff, like that's something that she truly needed and felt relieved and things like that because, not everybody is hating, but I'm a woman and we know how women is when it comes to, we're very territorial. It's in our natures and our blood. It started with Eve. That's just how it is. That's just how we were created. And when it comes to sports, when you have that mixed with sports, that stuff do come into play. Like some of the people that they're saying hating on her, they probably truly not, but it is some that have some type of envy due to the exposure that she is bringing with the WNBA. Not just her alone, Angel Reese as well. And then, of course, Aja Wilson, one of the greatest basketball players currently. They just said just now recently that they are moving the game to T-Mobile Arena due to the ticket sales for the Fever and the Aces game. So, I mean, hey, whether you like Caitlin or not, but Caitlin is that girl and Caitlin is money. Regardless if you like her or not, she is money. So that's my girl. That's my white girl. Just like Austin Reeves is my white boy, Caitlin Clark is my white girl, okay? They're my white people. Leave my white people alone. All right, so today, before we get started on the show today, we're going to recap Forbidden Door. Now, I just want to remind you, I'm not running down each match thoroughly. I'm not running down each match. What I'm doing today, I am going to highlight things that I felt like was my moments, my favorite moments, and key things that will play into furthering to our end and getting ready for more things to come. But I'm not breaking down all 14 of these matches. Y'all are crazy. I am not one of those podcasters that want to be podcasting for 2-3 hours. I'm just not about to do it. I can sit there and enjoy the 14 matches, but as far as talking about them on content, absolutely not. So I'm just going to be honest with you. But what I am doing, though, women's business, I definitely am running through each one of them thoroughly because AEW women's business has been on an up. It's been up for the past 6 months, and I'm definitely going to cover that. Jack Perry, we're celebrating Jack Perry, the new TNT champion. We're going to get into Lucha Libre history. We had got that history yesterday. We're going to talk about Swerve, and we're going to talk about, just along with the new event that was debuted. They previewed it and everything yesterday. We're going to get into it. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Let's start the show.
Monday night, you know what that means. Yeah. You know what that means. Realist on the grab scene, queen of the enemies, all elite with Keeks. Straight out of Dallas with it, dynamite feud, she lit it. Standing on women business, going all out. Let's get it, keep it respectful though. Don't want that brawl out, we just talking fallout, storylines and call outs. Say what's the word, Keeks? I know y'all heard Keeks on air with the facts, not the rumors from dirt sheets. If you's a real collider, then let's ride with her. A real live winner, we going live with her. Yeah. All elite with Keeks, yeah. All elite with Keeks. All elite with Keeks, yeah. All elite with Keeks.
All right, so yes, yesterday was 2024 Forbidden Door. And I would like to say I really thoroughly enjoyed this Forbidden Door. It was definitely fun. It was 2 matches on the card that I didn't really care for, especially that opening. Justice for Hechicero. I hated it had to be him. I really do. I hate that he had to wrestle the way he did against that man with the scarf. It was crazy. But other than that, it was a great card. It was very fun. Long Island, you don't deserve nothing else after this. I hope Forbidden Door is in Texas next year. I hope we get a pay-per-view next year. But we deserve something like this. We would have been liver. Yeah, it would have been so much fun. So you got that happening. So we're gonna get into it first. We're gonna start with women's business, the pre-show and the main show. We're gonna start with women's business first. Before we get into it, make sure you start off my theme music for women's business.
This is what you need to do. You need to stay out of women's business.
All right. So first things first, it was Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Again, I'm a Southern girl. Sorry. Don't, charge my lingo and not my mind or my heart. Versus Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe. Watanabe. I think I'm saying that right. But these was the first time I saw these ladies wrestle yesterday. And the tag match was really good. I do enjoy seeing the Joshi girls wrestle, and I'm not too familiar with Stardom wrestlers, but I do look at the tweets from AEW side, the hardcores, the super hardcores that I follow, and also listen to that content on that. They were just like, yeah, this is a great pair up. So I was just like, okay, if they're saying it's a great pair up, it's a great pair up. So when I seen Sunday, I actually love the encounter, and of course the Willow and Chris story is still brewing, is still building, and they was using that with this tag match. The 2 ladies from Stardom, Tam and Momo, did really, really well. I love their interaction. They were just, putting it out there for people that are not too familiar with their game. I wasn't, but I'm a fan, and I did enjoy what I see. I hope I get to see more of them to come with this partnership. that Stardom and also AEW has now. Willow Nightingale and Tam took the W. It adds more to the layer of Willow and Chris because they're facing each other for the Owen Hart tournament, the women's Owen Hart tournament, and also playing into their story that they have, the betrayal by Chris Statlander. So it was a great match for the pre-show, the 0 hour. And I just want to say the 0 hour had like pay-per-view quality matches for it to be on YouTube. It was great. It was really great. And they had a great crowd reaction too, especially Willow Nightingale in Long Island, and Chris too. That people was barking at Chris. I heard the barks. I heard the men barking. And then after that, it was another not another, but it played into the Owen Hart's tournament. It was for the quarterfinals. It was Mariah May versus Saraya. Saraya came out there with Harley Cameron, and Mariah May, Toni Storm was ringside. Toni Storm had on her warm-up gear, and she was there to support Mariah May. So they came out there, and this was actually a good match between Saraya and Mariah May. I don't care what, Saraya is not my cup of tea as far as like the person outside of the wrestling and the stuff that she, her boyfriend and her got going on. But she did a great job in this match. She didn't disappoint to me. Like it was great seeing her again. She's getting more comfortable. She's with her in-ring work and things like that because she doesn't want to be left behind in this division, and I can respect it. So it wasn't a bad match. It was very close between the two. At one point, I did thought that they was going to give it to Saraya because, I thought they was going to push that agenda again, but Mariah May took the win on this one. Toni Storm got in and helped get Harley Cameron out the way. Harley Cameron is a good addition to Saraya. I do like her. Harley Cameron is very good. She's gotten like tremendous improvement in the ring in like 2 matches. It's crazy. So I did like this pair up. This match was also good, and people love Mariah May. Mariah May is over with the fans. Lyric tried to tell us that we will like her, we will enjoy her. I love her attitude, her spirit. She's comfortable with her sexuality and things like that. So I'm enjoying it. So it was a good match. So Mariah May moves on in the Owen Hart tournament for the women's championship. And then on the main card for women's business, you had, again, Toni Storm versus Mina. Now, Mariah May was already out there in the ring doing the Stardom tradition, giving the bouquet of roses to each of the opponents because she loves them both. Mina was her tag team partner in Stardom. Toni is like her sister, mother, whatever that relationship is. And she was stuck between the two. She was just like, oh my God, I'm torn in between the two, but I really want to be with you. So, you know what I'm saying? Very good match between the two ladies. It was a great Joshi style wrestling. Toni Storm is phenomenal. Mina is like, I love Mina. She came out with her routine, her dance routine. I was trying to do it too. I was sitting there like 1, 2. I gotta watch it a couple of times to know the routine. Mina did the diving DDT. That was beautiful. The glamorous driver. Toni Storm, she came out dressed as the Statue of Liberty, got a huge pop because New Yorkers, they love that Statue of Liberty or whatever. AEW men lost their damn minds when the threesome kiss happened. The men was woo, they was cheering crazy. And then one of them, and I was like, on Twitter, I was telling them to calm down. And one of them gonna get in my mention talking about, but it's okay for y'all to bark at Adam Page, calling him daddy and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? That's not the same thing because when we do it with class, okay? That's the difference. We do it with class. Y'all just so outrageous. Y'all are so outrageous when y'all do it. Like, y'all are like complete animals, okay? We are classy and y'all are not, okay? So don't compare us. It's not the same. We are classy with it. We just, oh my God, Adam Page, woof, woof, woof. Y'all, the man was just like, oh, yeah. Like, it was just a huge pop when they all kissed each other. slobbering it down. And Nigel stood up and gave an applause with the men. I'm just like, see? So it's a happy story. Mariah May, Mina, and Tony Storm, they handshaked and they drunk the champagne, and all is well. And they all three of them walked out together. So it looks like they are a new pair, a new alliance. So we'll see where this goes later on down the road. Also, another match on the main card, another great match. It was for the title. It was Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Becker. Stephanie was tremendous. Stephanie, what makes me like her a lot is she's very defensive. And she can counter a lot of movesets. And that's what she was doing with Mercedes. Mercedes was answering with her offense, but it's just like Stephanie's defense was quick, it was sharp, it was electric. And I enjoyed this match thoroughly. New Yorkers, they was booing Mercedes because Mercedes is a Boston Celtics fan. And, the Celtics won the freaking championship that nobody asked for. So, New Yorkers, they just started booing her and then it was a fuck Boston chant. It was like, fuck Boston. But I did like that Mercedes alluded to it and she just smirked when they was doing it. Like, it didn't really faze her because she knew that, they salty that they didn't get the job done. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at her because y'all didn't get the job done. You lost to the Pacers, so she is. She's an absolute beast. He said, "Watch your tone." He's an absolute beast. She's amazing in the ring. Probably one of the best female CMLL wrestlers right now. A face of also the Luchadores in that division. She's one of the women's tag. Where I don't feel like we're gonna see more of Stephanie as well. Not, she doesn't necessarily have to be signed to AEW. She can still be signed to CMLL, but I feel like we'll see more of her really, really soon. And of course, Mercedes ended up winning. She is the New Japan Strong Champion as well as the TBS Champion, because we all know that she was supposed to be the New Japan Strong Champion last year, but she had the injury. So it's makeup time for her. So she is Mercedes 2 belts now. And right when she won, we hear Britt Baker's music come out and Britt Baker comes out. And let me tell you, Britt Baker got abs now. She been in the gym, but we have to see when the bell rings how it's going to be, because again, that's Mercedes Moné, and we've seen how Britt Baker is. So I'm not going to be too negative. Who's to say that she ain't been in the booth while she was out? But we shall see. We shall see. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see, and that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna see, because I don't like the situation with my girl Thunder Rosa. So I'm gonna see. I'm all for women's business. I'm not here to downplay nothing, but she's been in the gym, and she is the face of the AEW women's division still. Obviously, people went crazy. They popped like crazy. Did the DMD and everything. I didn't. I was just sitting there like, that's not what I wanted, because I was hoping it was Jamie Hayter. That's what I want. I thought Jamie Hayter was going to come out. That's what I want. But it was Britt Baker, so we'll see how this goes. I know promo-wise, it will be there, but we're not a promo type. It's not a promo type company. Like, yes, the promos is gonna, but the bell got to ring too. When the bell rang, then we got to see that has to translate to the in-ring work, because again, I don't like seeing Mercedes having to slow herself down to make somebody else look good because they're not on her level. And I'm hoping Britt Baker does what she, was in the booth while she was out, because she's going to get left behind in this division, because you got some real workers in there now, and you got some that wasn't great workers, and they are fitting their roles as being decent workers. So you could talk all day, but when that bell ring, we got to see what you working with. We got to see if certain things cleaned up. We got to see if your in-ring psychology got better. We need to see it. I need to see it. To be convinced that this will be a great matchup, I have to see it. So less talking and more ring work, okay? Because yeah, that's just my opinion. Britt and Mercedes promo could end up being unintentionally funny as hell with this shit talk. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, most definitely. I know it'll be. I know Britt Baker's probably gonna reference the E when she was at the E and different stuff, and we know she's gonna go there. So let's see how this goes. All right, so enough of women's business. They did a great job. Again, they did wonderful at Forbidden Door. All of the cards ate, all of the women ate. It wasn't a bad match between none of the ladies. It all delivered and did what it needed to do to represent their brand as well as themselves and as well as the title. So kudos to everybody in the chat. Give women's business a clap. Do the clapping hand emoji right now. I say it right now. Do it right now before I move on. I need to see it first. Clap for them.
All men should stay out of women's business because that's women's business.
Yeah. Clap for women's business because they did what needed to be done. All right. So next up, we are going another thing that happened to me, in my opinion, from Forbidden Door. It was a pre-show, but it was definitely a significant moment in history, especially Lucha Libre history. We had Lucha Brothers. Well, first of all, the match, it was a trios match. Mystico, Lucha Brothers versus Yoda, Hikaramu, and Titan. And it was phenomenal to see Rey Fénix, Penta, Mystico, and Titan all in the same ring together. If you don't know, yes, Lucha Brothers are no longer signed with AAA. But however, Lucha Brothers and Mystico or Titan have never faced each other before due to the beef between AAA and CMLL. This was their first time wrestling each other and wrestling with each other. So seeing Lucha Blog and El Lucha Club tweets during this match, I know that they had tears in their eyes, especially Lucha Blog, because his reaction to it was something I've never seen him, do before. And you could tell that like all of the Hispanic IWC, all the Lucha Libre IWC was so happy. Like you had wrestlers, even though it was in Spanish, but you did have luchadors was tweeting things. Like everybody was just so happy. This was so significant. And Tony Khan trusting the Lucha Brothers, Rocky Romero, like he had confidence in the Lucha Brothers. They are the ones that can do this. They are the ones that can help cultivate this moment between CMLL and ex-AAA wrestlers. And it was just the whole encounter. And people don't understand, like Rey Fénix popped it off and chopped the mess out of Titan. And when he did that, I said, oh, he's saying it's up. He's like, let's do it. Like, let's do this. That was his way to say, hi, my name is Rey Fénix. I've been waiting to wrestle you. I've been waiting on this moment. So, like, you know how some people kick up their feet? They popped it off with chops. And that was like their signature way of welcome. Like, we here now. This is it. This is what we're doing. And then Penta, he chopped the mess. Like, poor dude. Poor him, because like Gunther said, Penta chops stings. Like it doesn't hurt. It has a sting to it. Like he said, you don't feel it, but then you feel it. Like it's one of those like kind of like a needle. You know, when you go and get a shot and it's like not the shot itself hurts, but when they inject the insulin, you can feel it. That's how they said Penta's chops are. Like you don't feel it when it hits you, but then it hits you out of nowhere. And you can saw it, and I'm not you can saw it. You can see it when Hiromu, I'm probably saying it wrong, but he almost fell. Like he damn near almost fell. Like he had to stop himself and he had to like he stepped back and he went down. Like he gave him a real chop. Like Lucha Brothers was using this opportunity to prove that we can hang with the CMLL wrestlers because that's always been the thing. That's always been part of the beef because AAA was supposed to be for the younger generation. And Lucha Brothers represent what AAA used to stand for. And then you have CMLL that's very, very traditional. So this was a way to show that we can hang with them. We are just as good as them. And their teachings, you know, I know Papa Apache's spirit was so happy, and I'm pretty sure their wrestling mother saw it too. I know Fabi watched it, and she probably texted them. She's proud of them. You know, all of the training and hard work. They showed and displayed real lucha libre, and the fans was behind it. Like you heard the holy shit chants before the matches started. Like it was a big deal. It means something. And once again, we witnessed something because the first historical moment we all witnessed together was the Triple Mania when Penta's name was solidified. And then now we're seeing them again in another history as, you know, they are wrestling against one another and being in the same ring. So I feel like now that they are going to step in CMLL, they want to be a part of New Japan too. They like Ray Phoenix said after the match, like we are the greatest tag team in the universe. They're trying to select possibly the CMLL tag titles and possibly the New Japan tag titles. Like they are not done. And that's why I tweeted what I did. I said Lucha Brothers are one of the greatest modern day tag teams. They need to be in that conversation. They deserve to be in that conversation. They are definitely top 5 tag teams in this era. And I always say people, you know, exclude them out because how they personally feel about lucha libre itself. And a lot of people have that Vince McMahon mindset when it comes to Mexican wrestlers. People feel like that they wrestle for just purposely entertainment. What you saw Sunday was lucha libre, and I say it all the time, they are poetry. Their storytelling is poetry, in-ring poetry. Like the storytelling that they was doing against Titan, like not the New Japan wrestlers right now, but when they all encountered him, it was just showing that we are just as ruthless, just as poetic, just as good as you. Especially between him and Ray Phoenix. Like Titan and Ray Phoenix had like the most, like it was very competitive matchup. Like they're trying to outdo one another. And people probably thought like, oh, this is very entertaining. Like, no, they for real trying to outdo one another. Like Ray Phoenix was just like, I can outflip you, I can outchop you, and I can read your movesets. And that's what we were seeing. So I love seeing Lucha Brothers. I love seeing them. And again, this was Mystico's 20th anniversary as a wrestler, a Lucha Libre wrestler. So this is his year. He's celebrating his 20th year. So that's why, you know, and he always wanted to wrestle with them. And due to the beef, he never got to wrestle with them. So he ends up wrestling with them. They are a trio, and from my understanding, it's going to be more of them because they did a promo after, and it's on the AEW on the social media and also their Instagram. So we're going to see more of Lucha Brothers along with Mystico. Now, also, if you didn't watch CMLL this weekend, Mystico was attacked by Chris Jericho, and look, you feel how you feel about Chris Jericho, but he had got an enormous pop out there in Mexico, and people get, and there was people that was confused by it. I'm just like, they love Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is Michael Jackson in Mexico. His painting is still on their wall. His picture is still on their wall. So that's they Stone Cold Steve Austin. He undid the mask and the crowd went crazy. So it's going to be Jericho versus Mystico in the CMLL event. I'm definitely going to tune into that. Seeing Jericho back in Mexico. He ain't been in Mexico in almost 20-some years. It's been a while. So he's returning, and the crowd went crazy. He's not doing the learning tree gimmick there. It's definitely his old, Lionheart, when he was there. So I'm very interested. The crowd's going to receive it well because they love Mystico and they love Jericho. So it's going to be very mixed. But that pop that Jericho got, that was crazy. And honestly, I feel like, Jericho should just stay in Mexico. He already trying to get away from that lady. Just might as well just stay there for a little bit. Like, just stay there for a little while. It wouldn't hurt. So, Ray Phoenix, not Ray Phoenix, but yeah, Ray Phoenix. Lucha Brothers and Mystico, they picked up the win in the 0 hour. Again, another historical night for Lucha Libre. All Lucha Libre fan bases were very happy. I love seeing them happy. This is what representation is about, inclusion. Just let them do what they do. You don't have to water them down. You don't have to convince them to be American style. You don't have to do that. Just let them do what they do, and the crowd will receive them well. Because whether you like it or not, Penta is the hottest free agent after his contract is up. And WWE want him. But I feel like Penta is not going to make that move because he has, and he said on the interview, he was just like, I'm not getting younger. And there's more things that he wants to accomplish. And he's focused on his daughter, training his daughter, Lady Penta, because, she's going to be hitting that ring very soon. And, he's close to 40. So, he has things that he wants to accomplish for himself. And for his lineage and things like that. Because Lady Penta is coming. When that girl turned 18, it's up. It's up. So we have that. So next up, I wanted to talk about that happened on the card. I want to talk about Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. More so that this match was an A+ for me because I love how, first of all, Orange Cassidy is a generational talent. Orange Cassidy, I watched Orange Cassidy actually read British Technical Wrestling Sunday. Now, it was one point that Zack Sabre Jr. was just reading every psychology that Orange Cassidy was doing. But that's not what I want to talk about. Because I don't think people understand this in-ring storytelling that was happening yesterday. What I picked up from this in-ring storytelling is Zack Sabre Jr.'s way of reassuring Orange Cassidy to get him back his confidence, because Orange Cassidy has been wrestling with a broken heart. Like, he wrestles with a chip on his shoulder now since the Trent Beretta thing. And this was Zack's way, because Zack was smiling at him. Like, Zack was showing, I want the Orange Cassidy that I fought the first time. I don't want this mad, bitter Orange Cassidy. I want the Orange Cassidy that I know. And this was his way of helping Orange Cassidy with a broken heart. Because you see, like, even after the match, he just, looked at him, smirked at him, and nothing. There was no, like, evilness or nothing like that. This was the story. That was the story, the in-ring storytelling, like, to help Orange Cassidy fulfill his broken heart. Because Orange Cassidy can't trust anybody right now. And he's, again, wrestling with a chip on his shoulder. And this was Zack's way of just reassuring him that everything is going to be okay. We win some and we lose some. People betray us all the time, but you got to keep it moving. Don't let that stop you from being you. Because, again, Orange Cassidy came out with a black shirt again. Exactly. Orange Cassidy came out with a black shirt. He didn't come out with a white shirt, so he's still broken on the inside. Orange was trying to prove himself again, and Zack did his best to help him do so. Exactly. That's what it was. each exchange. Each time. So you had that. And at the media scrum, I did see, because Lyric asked him a question, but he also, implied that Orange Cassidy, don't underestimate Orange Cassidy. He's such a phenomenal wrestler, which he is. Like, Orange Cassidy knows how to adapt to each wrestling style, and he does it in such an effortlessly way. Like, even when he put his hands in his pocket, like, he does it so great. So great. And this was a great match, a great technical match. And you see on this one picture right here, he had Orange Cassidy, he had his arm to his knee, to his wrist, his body was twisted to the side. I've never seen, like, I didn't know our bodies could do that. Like, I didn't know he had him switched all the way up. He had him switched up. He had him twisted up. I know he saw. My bones would have, like, I would have broke something. That pretzel that's what it was, a human pretzel. That was a human pretzel. I'm trying to. That's a great perspective. Thank you. I'm an in-ring storytelling girl. I love in-ring storytelling. I love you got a black WCW. I love in-ring storytelling. So WCW Cruiserweight division is the reason why I love in-ring storytelling. All right. So but yeah, that's the perspective I got. It's just my opinion. Don't take it face value. I'm not one of the ones that's like, if what I predict, it's my way, and then if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Because I always admit if I'm wrong, but that's just my perspective on what I got on how they exchange one another. Like, even with the promos that was leading up to it, like, he was just kidding around. Like, Zack Sabre Jr. probably is unaware that all this stuff was happening. Then when he found out it was happening, he was just like, okay, where's the same person that wrestled Moxley? Okay. So yeah, shout out to Nasty, but yeah, we don't know where it'll lead up to. I know the rivalry between him and Trent is not over, so we'll see. So next up that I wanted to talk about that happened last night, the Dragon versus Dragon. I loved it. Bryan Danielson versus Shingo. It was A plus all across the board. You had two dragons facing off, and it was beautiful. It was very, very good. It was just real real technical wrestling. Bryan Danielson it's like he exceeds the expectation every single time. I don't know how he does it, but he manages to do so. That's why he is one of the greatest wrestlers in this era, in this time. But Kenny Omega, because Kenny Omega is always going to be my number one. And I miss him. But yeah, and Shingo did really good. I like seeing Shingo wrestle. It's just something about his haircut and things like that. Like, he just stands out to me. I enjoyed it. And this was part of the Owen Hart tournament. Bryan Danielson took the win. So he moves on in the Owen Hart tournament, which ends on the 12th. No, not the 12th, the 10th. Either the 10th or the 12th. Hold on, let me look at my calendar. Let me not lie. I don't want to tell y'all a lie. The 10th. Yeah, it ends on the 10th. So that's next week. So he moves on in the tournament. But this was a great match. Me personally, I feel like this should have opened, because this would have been a better opening than what we saw. Justice for the Alchemist. I hated it had to be him. I really do. I wish this would have opened. This would have been a great opener, because that man that came back and it's still the same shit. nothing has changed. Nothing has gotten better. Seeing the Alchemist like that, I never seen him like that. Like, he really couldn't do what he wanted to do. And you could tell because MJF was having a hard time reading his movesets. He had a hard time reading his movesets. And the Alchemist did the best that he could. He did his absolute best that he could. And I guess it was a good match for people that don't care for Lucha Libre technical wrestling, but I do. And Hechicero is one of the best Lucha Libre technical wrestlers. So it was a disservice to him. Justice for him. I hope, he never has to wrestle that man ever again. But yeah, the Dragon versus Dragon was amazing. I wish it was the opener, but hey, it's okay. It's all right. Things happen. So now moving on, let's play the song. We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate our new TNT champion. Play the song, play the song, play it.
Jack Perry, your bitch is too bad. Your dick is too big. Your aura is too powerful. You do everything too well. Your hair is too gorgeous. I'm in love with you, biggest of bros. I am a jack off.
Yeah, welcome to the Jack Perry party. Y'all see my background. Y'all see, we have a new TNT champion, and I cried tears of joy. I was just like that CM Punk crying guy. I said, "Oh, cry me a river." That was me. It was beautiful. The ladder match itself was very, very entertaining. It was good. But my GOAT, my young lion, we got a new TNT champion. And he's going to add that prestige back on the belt that Adam Copeland messed up. It's going to be fixed, everybody. We're going to be back to how it was. It's going to be back. Jack Perry is going to do what needs to be done for the TNT champion to mean something again. It's going to mean something again. Adam Copeland, you messed it up. But that's all right, because Jack Perry is going to fix it. He's going to add what the TNT champion is meant to be, where Brody Lee left off of it. All right? What Darby Allin put on it. We're going to fix it. It's going to be at its rightful place. Jack Perry is the man to do it. Let's play that song one more time. One more time. We ain't done. Let's go. Run it back.
Jack Perry, your bitch is too bad. Your dick is too big. Your aura is too powerful. You do everything too well. Your hair is too gorgeous. I'm in love with you, biggest of bros. I am a jack off.
That's on jam, especially when you're a Jack Perry fan. That's on jam. Perry took out Briscoe to win the match. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was one of the best ladder matches I've seen ever. It was phenomenal because a person that is worthy won the belt. We don't, no more Coke Oakland, nothing. No more. No more. It's over. No more of that. Ain't no Coke Oakland, nothing. None of that. I'm here to put over the younger guys. None of that lies. No more lies. You've been lied to. No more, y'all. No more suffering. It's a beautiful day. Now, I know people was mad that Takashi didn't win, but you have to remember Takashi is going back to Japan for a little while. He's in the G1 tournament in New Japan, and he also has some bookings out there. So he's going back to the pen. Okay, he's going back. So that's why he didn't win. So he got to wait his turn. Okay, he got to wait. Because right now, a real one has the belt. Okay, bow down to Jack Perry, the scapegoat, right now. I need to see hands going down. I need to see something in the chat. I need to see it right now. Bow before your TNT champion, Jack Perry. Play the song again one more time. They need to get turned.
Jack Perry, your bitch is too bad. Your dick is too big. Your aura is too powerful. You do everything too well. Your hair is too gorgeous. I'm in love with you, biggest of bros. I am a jack off.
Shout out to the Jack Perry fans all over the world. I can't wait to see what's next for Jack Perry. He's going to be at All In for sure now. It'll be interesting. Whoever the opponent is, it really don't matter. You're going down, okay? Like Mary J. Blige said, you're going down. Because you ain't around. Your whole world is upside down. You're going down. It don't matter who it is. Darby, if you want it, you can get it. As long as he don't wrestle MJF, I don't want to stay him far away from my Jack Perry. I don't want him near him. It was great to see him have it back, but also that Leo Rush. Yeah, I heard Leo Rush got hurt again. That's crazy. Wrestling guys don't be on his side. The wrestling guys do not be on Leo Rush's side at all. He always getting hurt. I hate that for him. He got to suck that you a really good wrestler, but the wrestling guys just don't be on your side. He just can't catch a break. Damn, it had to be him. Yeah, the Elite getting all the gold. Now they have all the gold. The Golden Elite. They have all the gold now. So we'll see how this goes. But whoever step up, you're getting beat down. Chumps step up to get beat down when it comes to Jack Perry. Shout out to Jack Perry. He was the smartest one in that whole match. Like, he knew when to get out the way and all of this other stuff. And shout out to El Phantasmo. Respect him. Respect El Phantasmo. Because he was going off too. Y'all better respect El Phantasmo. I don't know where the El Phantasmo hate train came from. Y'all better respect El. El was working. Yeah, Dante took a nasty landing on the leg that he got injured on. So I'm truly hoping he's okay. I don't want to see him injured. That was a scary injury the first time. So I hope that he is A-okay. I don't want to see him hurt. Mark Briscoe I don't know why he did that jump that he did, but he did it. But shout out to El Phantasmo. Y'all be hating on El Phantasmo. Y'all better leave El Phantasmo alone. People was calling him Logan Paul. Y'all so mean. Just because they got that white boy shag haircut. But anywho, moving along. So after that, we did have NATO versus Moxley for the IWGP champion, and they put the belt back on NATO. Through all my New Japan day ones, I was seeing, people was just like Jito. That's all I was seeing. So I don't know. I saw people like saying that New Japan waited far too late to be putting the belt on NATO and stuff like that. I was just seeing a whole bunch of people was upset. It was like very indifferent on my timeline when NATO got the belt back in New Japan. So I don't know the story. I don't know what's going on out there. I just know that. But now that Moxley is no longer the IWGP champion, I am interested to see what is next for him. Like, what's the next big matchup? What is the next big feud? What is he going to do now? I'm very interested in that. Stay away from my Jack Perry. That's all I know. Or he may be in a store where they still kind of brewing up this AEW versus the Elite situation. Yeah, that was like a relief. Now nobody don't have to keep blaming Moxley for shit that he doesn't have any control over. NATO was very slow in that match. It was a lot of sloppiness going on. I don't know what was going on, but the communication was off. It was very slow. It was a lot going on. I was happy when the match ended. And I knew that NATO was going to win. Something told me that they was going to put the belt to NATO. Because Moxley was transitional anyway, IWGP champion. And, they was just trying to get, just restore a lot that, because they took a lot of loss. They lost Okada, they lost some good names. So they were just trying to restore the brand. So they made him transitional. Now NATO has the belt back. Well, he necessarily can't now because he's not in the On Hard tournament. Whoever wins the On Hard tournament, you have to remember, is going to face Swerve at All In. So he can't really. So that's why I'm assuming they are going to pick up that whole Elite and AEW storyline. That's what I'm assuming. So he's already out of that picture because of that tournament. I will talk about that. I'm not there yet. We'll talk about that. I'm getting there. So, but yeah. So we'll see what is next for Moxley. Maybe he takes a break. Maybe he gets a rest in. Who knows? We'll see. And then, of course, the Forbidden Door main event. It was Swerve versus Will Ospreay. Great Ospreay story. It was a great Swerve story. A lot of things happened. First of all, this is how you main event a pay-per-view. This is exactly how you main event a pay-per-view. And regardless of how people feel, how they feel about Swerve, okay? And I'm not saying how you feel is not valid. I don't know these people outside of here, so I don't know, and I definitely do not care. However, like I said on Twitter, that motherfucker can wrestle, and you cannot deny that at all. That man, the trick to Swerve is he's always thinking. He's an overthinker. Overthinkers in wrestling are one of the best wrestlers. He's always overthinking. That's what makes him, his ring psychology, his movesets, like how he's able to counter people in time. That's what makes him so great. Like AEW fandom, he's over with us. we at this point, we really don't care what anybody outside of AEW says about him, because it's really like the 30%, and it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because the hate is only on Twitter. It's not outside of Twitter. The merch is selling. They put the Swerve and Will Ospreay, when they put the picture up, tickets were selling. Multiple of his merches are selling. He's over. Get over it. People jokingly was like, he's going to be transitional. There's nothing transitional about him. He's a star. He's a star, whether you like it or not. He is a star. He has the total package, the entire package. Whatever, he said what he said, but I know what I saw. It was some black kids in that audience that was happy and dancing. So they don't know what's going on no Twitter. Nobody does. Like, it's just Twitter. Twitter is just an online world that's small. It's a small world. It doesn't reach the outside surface. Okay. Me personally, that rap lyric or whatever, it didn't affect me because I know what I look like. I'm bad. I know I look good. That doesn't apply to me. He's talking about whoever, not me though. I know I ain't ugly. Because he wasn't talking about me. And it was messed up. It should have been addressed. But other than that, I'm not he called me ugly, so I ain't ugly. Because I know what I am. I'm just saying. So it don't apply to me because I know what I am. Nobody dictates what I am because I know what I am. I look at myself in the mirror all the time. Okay. So that aside, he's great. The story with Will Ospreay, Will Ospreay hesitated a lot. He keeps underestimating his opponent. Like, he underestimated Swerve a lot. He went into this like going to get another match out the way. This is just another match out the way. You can't do that with somebody like Swerve, because Swerve, once he catch you lacking, he's going to get you, and that's what happened. He caught Will Ospreay lacking plenty of times. Will Ospreay didn't use a screwdriver. He didn't use a Tiger Driver 91. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. And I said, Swerve, Samoa Joe, he put the prestige back on the AEW championship, but Swerve put the meaning of elites back in the championship. The thing that Moxley started off with. Not when Jericho added the prestige to the belt because it was Jericho. But Moxley made it elite in what it is. And then Kenny, took off with it and made it what it is. And we lost it when that Scarf Man had the belt. Orange Cassidy made the All Atlantic Championship look for what it is. So he put the elite back onto the championship, onto the AEW championship. And so, when it's all said and done, he has had a great reign so far. The opponents that he's faced, the storytelling in all of his feuds that he has had, he has exceeded them very, very well. So you can't deny, no matter how hard you want to, but deep down, you cannot deny his talent. You cannot deny, his stardom. You can't deny that he is exceeding the expectations. He's over exceeding it. So it is what it is, but he's a damn good wrestler. He's phenomenal. And y'all might don't like it, but he is the best champion in 2024. He has been the best champion this year in either company. Swerve has been the best champion. I'm just saying. He's been the best champion this year. So Swerve ends up winning, and he's taking the title to him with All In. So now we're gonna see who will face Swerve at All In. Whoever's winning the Owen Hart tournament. Right now, we still have the Jeff Jarrett versus the wild card opponent coming up. It's looking like it may be our daddy, Adam Page. A promo was shown of him he's back drinking. Y'all got my man back drinking. So it's up. I would love for it to be Jay White, but I wouldn't be mad that Jay White is ending up facing Christian at All In, because that's what it's looking like. So I wouldn't really be mad at that either. But either way it goes, he's going to All In with the belt. And it's looking like they alluding to, and I hate this, it's going to be Will Ospreay and MJF at All In. I don't like it. And I don't like it for the sole purpose is MJF can't keep up with Will Ospreay. He could barely keep up with Hitchsoro. Where do you see him on PWI? Knowing them, don't get me started on PWI. Knowing them, they're going to put Cody at number 1. Cody get number 1. Swerve going to get number 2. That's what it's looking like. I think he's going to be number 2. I don't think he's going to be number 1. If it's number 1, it's going to be a shocker. And the discourse is going to be so nasty. I'm not even ready for it. I'm not even going to be on Twitter when it happens. If you know on Twitter, you already know how it's going to go. It's going to be shots thrown. People are going to be upset. It's going to be a whole thing. The messy me is just going to read them. But I don't want nothing to do with that discourse at all. I just be like, bro, it's not that serious, y'all. Them mosquitoes is big now, y'all. Oh my God, that was a big old mosquito. I need to kill it. No, that's not true, because Kenny Omega had got number 1. When All Belt, Kenny Omega, and Moxley. So that's not true. They do be recognizing that's the women PWI shit that they don't recognize AEW women. That's the women's PWI. They be on that bullshit. But the men, they do put non WWE wrestlers in number 1, because it's been Moxley and it's also been Kenny Omega. Now, me personally, I feel like they made a mistake, because Orange Cassidy that year, 2022, he should have been number 1, because he had 2022 was Orange Cassidy's year. As the All-Atlantic champion, that was his year. And he should have got number 1, but whatever. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's pretty much, I feel like the deal is probably already done. It's already done. He's just waiting on the right time to announce it. It might be, I feel like it might be 10. I'm hearing rumors that it may be 10-year deal. That would be great, but it might be just 5. It'd probably be 5, another 5 years. Maybe they just waiting on like how to handle the ROH. Me, I feel like they should just put ROH on YouTube, like they used to do Elevation and Dark. Me personally, I feel like Tony Khan do need to bring back Elevation and Dark, because indie wrestling is dying. It's slowly dying. And Elevation and Dark could at least get people paid and still get them some screen time, because they had MLW, but since the dude got the settlement check, he just been booking freelancers and got rid of the people that held MLW down. Like, and then Tony Khan took one of the best indie wrestlers, which was Brian Keith. So Brian Keith is out. So the indie scene has been very blah. Not Texas indie scene though, but everybody else has been very blah. So I wouldn't mind them getting now. I don't want to say this though, because it was some people now they miss Elevation and Dark because their friends ain't getting booked. But y'all was the main ones that was talking about Elevation and Dark when it was happening. And now that y'all friends ain't getting booked and nobody's booking them, nobody don't care. Now y'all miss it. That's why I be saying, like, don't. Yeah, that is true. They did do that. But my thing is, like, appreciate, just because you personally don't like things, appreciate the stuff now. Because now y'all missing it because nobody is booking your friends. Nobody don't really care for the indie scene like that no more. Now y'all missed it. But when it was happening, everybody was making jokes. We saw all the jokes. Oh, they over there wrestling on YouTube. It was just jokes, strictly jokes. And now that it's gone, you miss it. Now your friends got to get regular jobs like everybody else because ain't nobody booking them. And then if you was really looking, that's what ROH is doing, but y'all don't be paying attention. ROH is booking these indie wrestlers, but Tony Khan remember who said what, so he ain't about to book these people that was when all that shit went down. All them people that was doing all of this, why would he book you? Shit, y'all better stop trying to follow waves. Waves gonna have you unemployed. That's why I respect what Shane Taylor and all of them. They was back. I'm not part of that. I'm trying to. Bills got to be paid. Is y'all gonna pay my bills if something happen to me? You already ain't. Obviously I see nothing but GoFundMe's now. I'm telling you, you better appreciate stuff wise now. You don't stop. You a wrestler. Stop trying to fit in with content creators and actual fans. You the wrestler. Be the wrestler. Y'all become too accessible with fans. And now the fans feel like they have power and control. And they feel like, yeah, because my friend loyal to me. And then now look at you. You unemployed. Look at you. You ain't getting booked. Your friend ain't paying your bills. You are the wrestler. Be the wrestler. You think Roman Reigns is going to lower his stuff down to one of them girls that be Roman Reigns fans? Hell no. Have you seen them? They all got to look to him. That's my gripe with indie wrestlers sometimes. Like, bro, you are the wrestler. Be the wrestler. Like, stop acting like you got. I've been wanting to say this for a while. I'm sorry if I'm going off topic. I've been wanting to say this for a while. You have wrestlers that is acting like groupies behind fans and journalists. Like, you are the wrestler and you're acting like a groupie behind a fan because they have a large following. What part of the game is this? And because y'all, and that's why I just be looking at them like, and I'm supposed to respect these people. They are acting like groupies behind somebody that work at McDonald's just to have a large following. This is why I loved Brian Keith when he was an indie wrestler. You ain't never really seen Brian Keeks act like a groupie behind people. People was always booking him and begging him. That's how it's supposed to be. He is the wrestler. He's not a groupie. But now you got people that is just big old groupies behind accounts, wrestling accounts. I want to be friends with this person. Like, you got wrestlers using accounts with large followings. That's journalists, content creators, all of that. You have them being groupies behind them to get engagements, so hopefully they can see that they popping so they can be booked, just for them to not get booked. What part of the game is this? It's one thing to interact with your fans, but it's another thing to sit up here and act like a complete loser groupie behind an account. And I'm supposed to take you seriously. Child, if you want to be a star, you got to practice like one. And if people going to be like, oh, he act like he better than blase, blase, blase. Yes, I'm the wrestler. I'm the wrestler. Yes, exactly. You don't sit at the same table with me. And I say that because when I looked at the and there's no shade to nobody, because it's fun at the Wale Manias and stuff like that. But when I looked at the Wale Mania and I looked at the pictures, and all I see is podcasters and fans with large followings on the same stage as wrestlers, I get to scratching my head like, what is we doing? What is we doing? Let the wrestlers be. The wrestlers are the stars. You're not the star. Sit down somewhere. Like, sit down. You're a podcaster. You're not the wrestler. And then you have podcasters that feel like they are the wrestlers. So they have gimmicks. They have, I'm just like, bro, you are a podcaster. What is we doing? We losing recipes. We is losing recipes, bro. Be a fan. Be a podcaster. You got people that when they get retweeted by a wrestler, now it's another crown. I'm gonna get there. You have wrestlers, like, just because a wrestler RT you or quote you or something like that don't mean nothing. Now you have a whole personality wrapped around there. Like, bro, be yourself. Calm down, y'all. Y'all are the wrestlers. Stop being groupies. You're not a groupie. Be a wrestler. It's gotten worse. I'm telling you, that's 2025. I'm like, the parasocials has gotten so bad. But that's a different conversation, because that all alludes to you do not get attention at home. You do not get attention in reality. And this is your only claim to fame. This is your only relevance. And this is the only time you get some type of attention from somebody, because your mama don't give you no attention. Your daddy don't get you no attention. Nobody gives you no attention. You've always been ignored your whole life. You probably been talked about. You probably was a nerd and stuff like that, and this is the opportunity for you, because social media is just another world, another reason for people to have another identity, to be something that you could be. Like Glorilla said, you can be anything you want to be on social media, because I guarantee you, all of these people that have these parasocials and things like that, when you meet them outside of Twitter, they are either weird, they be staring, they're awkward, they don't have no social skills, but they have a lot of social skills on their timeline. You know what I'm saying? So bring the real back. What a real folks say. Bring the real back. But anyways, moving along. So next up, of course, they announced, they showed the promo to Wrestle Dynasty. Wrestle Dynasty is going to be CMLL, AEW, New Japan, ROH, and Stardom all involved, and they will all be at the Tokyo Dome January 5th of 2025. And I'm definitely going to make sure I take off because, yeah, I got to take off work because that's going to be on at 2 in the morning, 2 to 3 in the morning. So I can't do it. Every time I watch Wrestle Kingdom, I make sure I take off the next day because I need my sleep. Exactly. It's just time to watch. It's time for you. Like, I don't have to know these people. I don't want to know these people. I don't want to be in their circle. Wrestlers are weird in general. You got a lot of them are 60 freaky ass niggas and 69 guys all in that space. You got some weirdos. You got some people that's preying on some youngins. You got some people that's getting engaged to 18-year-olds. You got different type of weirdos. I don't want to be hanging around with these wrestlers. They weird. I don't want nothing to do with them. So yeah, you have all of that going on. Wrestle Dynasty. I'm interested to see who all will be involved. It's going to be, you can't go wrong with the booking. But this is called true partnership right here. This is what partnership is. People been saying when AEW is going to go to Tokyo Dome, and now they're finally going to Tokyo Dome. This is a partnership. This is what partnership is. Nobody like Tony Khan is doing it for the love of the sport. He's not looking for something out of it or pooching talent and things like that. Some of them, they just decide to want to go to AEW to make more money. But other than that, it's all a clear, good partnership. And it's good for all involved. So I can't wait to see that real grass. And then, of course, August 25th, 2024, it'll be Wembley Stadium. Again, All In, the second All In Part 2. It's going to be out there in London. Again, I am interested to see this card and how it's going to go. I wish I was able to go, but I don't know if they got, I like to eat. I don't know what food. I like to eat, though. I don't know. But you got to make sure you have your visa. I know they changed the policy with going to London now, so you definitely got to have your visa and some more stuff. I know Lyric tweeted it not too some months ago, the process in getting into London and things like that. So you probably got to ask her the whole process. But yeah, August 25th, so AEW got a break with pay-per-views. There is no pay-per-views this month in July. They're going to be in Texas with Collision. They're going to be in Canada first, and then they're going to be in Texas. And then August is they, getting ready for All In. So we're getting ready for All In. All In season is a great time. And then, of course, the week after, it'll be All Out in Chicago. So if you don't see them in All In, they're going to be in All Out. That's just how it is. That's how it was last year. And All Out delivered when it was Orange Cassidy versus Moxley. They main evented that All Out last year. So it all worked out. It all works out. So I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what's in store. Who is going to face who. I know Swerve is main eventing because he's still the champion. So I'm eager to see who will main event with him. Also, Tony Storm is still the champion. So, we've been fantasy booking that Mariah May is winning the tournament. So we may get Mariah May versus Tony Storm at All In. And then other stories to come. I hate that it may be MJF versus Ospreay, but it looking like it may be MJF versus Ospreay. Who knows? Who knows, child? Who knows? But yeah, so Forbidden Door, I will give it I will give it a B plus, and I give it a B plus because again, the opening match and also the Jericho match, it wasn't really needed. But I would love to see Samoa Joe versus Jeff Cobb. I would love to see that. I gotta see that. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I did like that exchange, but other than that, those two matches, it wasn't needed, but we're here now, whatever. So yeah, it's a B plus from me from Keeks. That is my review of Forbidden Door. Announcement time. So again, tomorrow, I do be on Switch with my best friend. We go over The Boys. We're going to talk about episode 5 of The Boys on tomorrow. That episode was crazy. There's a lot of things happening, the animals and shit. So we're going to talk about that. make sure you subscribe to the Twitch. If you need the Twitch information, I will give it to you. You but thank you all, because some of y'all do support us on the Twitch. I be seeing, y'all be in the comments and stuff like that. So I do appreciate y'all subscribing to my best friend Twitch channel, and we just talk about the boys and break down the season and stuff like that. So again, next Monday I will return for another episode, breaking down things that should be talked about. I won't be on Twitter as much. He's in the comments because he been on my case. So I won't be on Twitter as much Thursday, the whole weekend, because I'm going on vacation with my daughters. So mommy daughters time. So I won't be on the timeline like this. So I'm going to be missing Rampage and also Collision. I will return on Sunday. So I'll catch up on the things that has happened. So you know what? It's not going to be no show next Monday because of my vacation. So next Monday, I won't be here because of my vacation. So I'll be back the week after because of that. So, yeah, but next Tuesday, the following Tuesday, I will be on the Twitch. But next Monday for All Elite with Keeks, I won't be here because of my vacation. So, but yeah, I won't be on the timeline as much Thursday, the whole weekend. Davis got on my case. He said, I better not see you tweet nothing. You better be with them girls. And so I'm going to be with my babies and taking them on their first vacation. Many more vacations to come if Lord stay the same. So, so that's happening. I know the 4th of July is also this Thursday. I want everybody to be safe. 4th of July, sometimes things bad always happen, especially if you are in the urban communities. Be safe. Please be safe. Stay out the way. If you hear Hellcats, just go home. If you hear Hellcats, just go home. Just go home. Just go home. You see the Hellcats pop up and they start twisting their hair, just go home. It's time to go. I do it all the time. Deep Ellum, you see them it's time to go. Time to go. I want no parts. These kids are unaliving people just to put it on songs. They're not even doing it for no money or nothing like that. Get up out of Dodge. If it don't feel right, if you got that feeling, if it don't feel right, just go home. Just go and go. And if you're a woman, just make sure we stay in prayers. Be aware of your surroundings. I hate that we have to do that, and the people just can't stop being weird to us. But make sure you keep your tasers. Make sure you keep whatever you need to defend yourself. And stay safe. Have a good time. If you're drinking, make sure you know your limit. Don't drink and drive. Life is too short. But overall, it's America birthday on the 4th. Some of us, we just celebrate not having a day off of work. We don't really necessarily celebrate America, but hey, it's USA when the Olympics is coming. So that's the only time I'm really patriotic is the Olympics. So, and Olympics is coming up. So, USA, to all of my followers that are from the UK, I'm sorry, but you're going down. You ain't seeing us on nothing when it comes to Olympics. You might as well just eat your beans and your toast, okay? Because you ain't seeing it. You ain't scratching the surface, okay? I'm sorry. Y'all good at wrestling, but anything else, you're not seeing us, okay? I'm sorry. Respectfully. I'm sorry. You're not. US of A. US of A. USA. But yeah, so y'all have a good time this weekend. Before we get out of here, though, play the song one more time.
Jack Perry, your bitch is too bad. Your dick is too big. Your aura is too powerful. You do everything too well. Your hair is too gorgeous. I'm in love with you, biggest of bros. I am a jack off.
Y'all have a good evening. Hear my getaway music. Y'all be safe.
First of all, there's no such thing as white collar crime. And there's definitely no such thing as black on black crime. Crime is crime. Let me explain something to you. I don't care if you have a white collar or a tank top. If you rob me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Oh, okay.
His name